Hello, everyone, and a very good afternoon to you all once again. And it's nice to see you all here. So, once a wise man said that opportunities don't come and you create them. So, today I'm glad to say that we've got such a great opportunity to interview this ambitious person, the marketing manager at LS Electric. So, let's get going with a short introduction. This is Arshita M, and meet my team members Shamala Babu, Shivani N, and Mrinal Anand from Industrial Engineering and Management at RV College of Engineering. So today, on behalf of my institution, RV College of Engineering, it's a moment of extreme pleasure to welcome Ms. Sunita P. at LS Electric, which is the market-leading energy industry established a decade back in 1974. So she strongly believes that content is the king while passion is the queen, and together rules the world of marketing. So which burns the curiosity within the minds of youngsters like us who want to explore in the field of marketing. So having over 3.5 years of experience in the field of marketing, she has served multiple roles like technical writer at Regent Research Writing Private Limited, senior executive, content strategist, and team leader as product marketing specialist at Elmeasure India Private Limited, and finally the marketing manager at LS Electric. We feel wondrous seeing this journey of yours, ma'am. A set of combinational skills and experience in the field of marketing are exceptional. And I would like to mention a few of them, which are product marketing, digital marketing, content marketing, mentoring, affiliate marketing, business development and improvement of sales, help channel partners to upgrade with the present digital marketing trends and promote the promotional activity, and many more. And also in the growth marketing in B2B business, which is business to business. Also, she follows win-to-win condition with business development. She enjoys discussing growth strategies and acts to elevate branding with stakeholders. So we are also indeed happy to share with you all that she has successfully completed a one-year journey at LS Electric recently as marketing manager, and more than that, multiple roles in the company, which are admin, HR, inside sales, sales support, lead generation, content writer, graphic design, till marketing. This journey so far clearly speaks about a versatility and passion towards marketing, which really builds interest and curiosity to talk more on this today, and also contributing us the additional knowledge gained in this marketing management course only. Ma'am, today we are really glad to have you with us. And yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, yeah, go on.
Yes, ma'am. Would you like to add a few words here, ma'am? Or we'll just start with the process?
No, we can start it off.
Yes, ma'am, sure. So moving ahead with the first question. So what interested you to pursue a career in marketing?
So the career in marketing was accidental. So just like all other engineering graduates, I completed my master's in power system. Once I finished MTech, I had plans of going ahead with PhD, and I started working at Regent Research in technical writing with the same thought, wherein I could start working on a lot of research papers on IIT based. That's what my initial idea was. And then that's when Elmeasure came into picture. So which was basically into cloud energy management solution. So I was very sure about the line of industry, that is electrical. So because I didn't want to waste the studies which I've done, that is after engineering and masters. So when I went to Elmeasure, initially I just joined there for a content strategist and like technical writing. So within around 6 months of periods, slowly we shifted into marketing because I did find that I had some interest towards that because it's a very versatile career because rather than being too much involved in R&D, here this was one platform where I had an opportunity to interact with different verticals, to be very precise. That is, I was involved with design, I was involved with sales, I was involved with the marketing team. So there were like different departments of an organization, and marketing was one career which was binding all of them. So that is one thing which was the starting point of my career in marketing. And from then on, I've only found that I've never made a regret based on this because this is one place where I can keep growing, one place where I can keep myself upgraded. Because rather than sticking on to one particular topic or one product or one particular product, so any product launch, we always get trained. We are the first few people to get trained on that. So we get in details. When you are speaking to a customer, we get to know that the problems they are facing, how a product is getting, how this product is going to resolve their issues. So this is something which made me feel that this is what I want to be. And yes, I did have a pretty good network or socializing skill. So that had it out to be an added advantage to my career. So that's all.
Oh, ma'am, it's really great to, great to listen that you aligned your journey of your engineering doing and being an electrical in the field of electrical and electronics and then aligning it to marketing. So it's really glad to see and hear about this journey, ma'am. So let's move on to the next question. So what were the challenges faced by LS Electric for a new product launch during outbreak of COVID?
Okay, to be very honest, we did not launch any new products during the outbreak of COVID. LS Electric has been working in India from past 20 years and above. The only difference was we never had an LS branch office in India. So we were supplying some of our products through our channel partners. Just a minute.
Sure, ma'am, sure.
Yeah. So the thing is, LS Electric was already been a part of Indian industry over here, Indian market. And we had a lot of white labeling, or we were OEM for one of the top industries in or the manufacturers in India itself. So basically, if you see any of the government entities, or if you see any of the top end customers, everyone had utilized or used our product at least once. So the timing was a bit awkward, because when we reached or when we launched LS office in India, that was in December 2020. And that's when the peak onset of our COVID also started. And we had precisely 6 months of lockdown. So that's where digital marketing came into help. Or that's one mode, because everyone is glued to your houses, or we were locked up. So none of their travels were possible. So our sales team weren't able to reach out to the customers, or any other activities. So we were supposed to have exhibitions. So none of these worked out. So when we initially launched LS Office in India, so these were some of the challenges that we actually faced. So that is reaching out to major customers, but that gave us an added advantages as well for us.
Okay, ma'am, great. So as you mentioned that you have to totally switch from switch to the digital marketing strategies. So would you like to mention few of the digital marketing strategies that really gave a good click for the entire LS Electric marketing?
Okay, so to be very honest, almost all the social media tools you would be knowing, because I think all the young generation today are all glued to the digital marketing. That is, directly or indirectly, you are forwarding memes, or you're forwarding status, or you're forwarding. So all these platform is the same from the beginning. Only difference comes in is whom are you targeting, and what kind of content you want to reach out. How do you want your brand to be described, or how do you want the people to know you? That's the only difference that comes in. So also, if you see, Google Business was the first thing which we created, because we needed a landmark for our office. So that's the most basic one. So that's one. And then we had LinkedIn, we had YouTube, we had other email campaigns and various other activities that we had consistently been doing. And of course, the webinars, because that was the only way of interacting with large number of audience.
Okay, ma'am. Great, ma'am. Great to know. Next question, please. Yes.
Okay.
Mrunal, yeah.
Ma'am, we would like to know, how do you identify the right customer for any product?
So basically, if you see, we have a large various products like from MCBs or ACBs or things like that. So most of the time, the customer itself is pretty sure on what products they need. So it's not us who, it is never us who try to promote the products to them. So whenever we go for a customer interaction or meeting, we do not just, tell them that we have so and so products, or we don't tell them that, you can just try these products. Rather than that, we check out, we discuss with them, we have an open forum discussion with our customers, get an idea on what exactly is that they're looking out for, because every customer has a requirement. So for an example, if you see, we have EV industries going on, and if you see in LS Electric as well, so we are trying to coordinate with several EV manufacturers, EV charging infrastructure business. So here also, what we try to do is, when we interact with the customer, we do know what are the basic components they utilize, because if you see any electrical components, they require protection devices. So the rating for every different customer is going to be different, right? because every process, every system is different. So what we do is when we interact with them, we find out what are the kind of ratings they have and what kind of production devices they require. So based on that, we compare with the products which we have. So once we get their inputs, we utilize our products, check out the comparison, then project that to them on how this can help them out. So if there's a package that we need to create, we do that. If it's an individual project, we do that. So that's all we do it. So first, listen to the customer. That's a way of finding out who's your right customers. Yeah. And the sales team, that's where the coordination between sales and marketing works. They are the ones who can always give you the maximum input.
Got it, ma'am. Listen to the customer and you'll know what the customer wants.
Right. Okay. So if you listen to 10 customers, you have an average idea on what is it.
Yeah.
That particular industry requires.
Got it, ma'am. So the second question is, how do you create value for the customer and build a marketing strategy for that segment?
So value for a customer in the sense is, again, what solution are you providing? So like I said, it's all a continuation of the first listening to the customer. Any value comes, what is the value? What is the definition for it? So what kind of solution are you providing? So that's what we already have an input over here. Once you know input, then it all depends on how do you gather those kind of customers. So like I said, if you listen to 10 customers, you know their problems, the similarity of the problems they have. So once you know the similar, you know what kind of solution do you have it with that. So you can always, share that input. So what happens today, if you see, customers are keen on knowing more and more details regarding how it can resolve their issues. So they prefer, so if you can see my recent post, I just had a post where I have just posted out that there's a handbook for EV infrastructure. Correct. If you see the number of comments, you can get an idea, the number of people who's interested to read those articles. Because people want to gather more information, they want to know. So that's one way of getting. So now I have a clue that the number of people who's interested in that particular industries. So now I already have a list of, prospects with whom I can do my next campaigns, with whom I can discuss about, upcoming, I can schedule a webinar, or the main agenda for me to share that was because in December 24 to 26, we have an event in Delhi. That's an EV India Expo. So that's where all my EV customers are going to be there. So before I go off or before I start my campaigns there, so I needed to ensure, the starting initial phase of giving away some information to the people who would like to know. So indirectly, I get to know that who are those list of customers.
So, ma'am, we would like to know how you utilize the digital marketing technique.
So when it comes to digital marketing, if you see, if a sales team goes and meets a customer, it's one-on-one, right? So how many number of people can you meet in a day? Or even if you have sales team all over India, that's going to be a limited number of people. So when it comes to digital marketing, you have a platform common to all. So where I can get a large number of audience together in one single platform, right? So what happens is, so what I do utilize is, like if I see social media as digital marketing, is where we send in posts, we send in webinars, we have newsletters, we have email campaigns, we have a particular calendar for each of these events, wherein some of the database we tend to search for it. Like if it's EV manufacturers, we try to get all the database of EV manufacturers, then share them the inputs, share them the details. So what happens is, in one go, you are interacting with several customers. So that is one of the way of utilizing digital marketing. The only difference here is what sort of content you're sending it to it and to which customers. So basically, the content is the one which would make a difference over here.
Okay, content makes the difference. Okay, moving on to the next question. So we'd like to know, what will be your next step for the current marketing strategy phase?
So almost every marketing strategy we have A and B, test and trial methods, because there is never a marketing strategy that you can say that 100% foolproof, because the behavior of customers is different every time. So none of it is consistent. So we always have A/B testing. So any campaign we do, we never mark it as it's successful, failure. What we do is it just all goes up to test and trial. So any marketing activity we do review it. We look into the statistics of how many of them interacted, or what is the effect of that particular strategy. We always check it. So what happens? It's never consistent. Also, if for the particular month, if I had planned a marketing activity, the same activity will not work in the next month. So I cannot, repeat the same thing again and again. So it depends on different products. I have to come up with different strategy, different customers. It's different. So yeah, it makes, so it's all for A/B testing. That's it.
Okay, ma'am. I have a small question. So, as you have mentioned that we use statistic tools in order to predict the number of people with all the reviews and surveys. So, what are the kind of statistic tools that really works well? That you
So
can use
again,
it
if you, for an example, if you see Twitter or if you see what is called LinkedIn, or if you see email campaigns, you always have analytics on that. So each of these platforms has a different way of checking. Some of the analytics would be the number of people who viewed it. Some of them would be the number of people who clicked it. Now, most of these would be connected to your website again. You might be giving a link to your website. So once they come to website, you have tools like Hotjar, which will review on what is the behavior of your customers. So there are several tools for several activities based on which you can always have a data. So at the end of the day, here the data plays the main key role. So all these analytics, we take it, we find out so from this particular campaign, the number of people who have visited my website, and again from the website, I get an information on what is that the customer was more curious on that which product did they click on to it. So all this information helps us, coming up with the next plan.
Okay, ma'am, I understand. Continue.
Okay, so I'd like to know, how do you make a new marketing strategy and what is its impact?
So like I said, most of our marketing strategy is like A/B testing. So we never come up we always take the first one. We see, okay, this doesn't work out, then we come up with something new. And here again, it is just a trial and error. So we never know which works. Sometimes there are some activities which we do and then we know, okay, it's perfectly reached out and this has been successful. But majority of times it's just a test and trial activities. Recently we had a virtual partnership program by our LS Electric in Korea. So that was kind of a different activity which they had done it. So we, just like our online exhibitions which we have, but similarly we had a completely virtual partnership program. So every time we come up with, it's going to be different. So there isn't anything like new marketing. It's all a test and trial. We see what is the customer up to. If you see once the pandemic was open, customers started going for field visits. So our sales team started going in. So we now started taking part in offline activities. Like I said, we already finished one Hyderabad exhibition in the month of November. In December, we have scheduled for another exhibition. So that is because now we know that people have come out of the pandemic. They want to have some exhibits being done. So now we change from online to slightly to offline. Though online is going parallelly, we started adding on some of the offline activities. So that's how we change out. Based on the situation analysis, we see which is the better way to go around.
Okay, ma'am. So we would like to know which are the various marketing tools that you often use right now.
Yeah, there are several tools that I do use it. So it depends again. So if you can see sometime for the, like Hotjar for website. Canva is my most common thing which I use for design because I'm a pretty amateur designer. So I usually don't wait for a graphic designer. So rather I just design most of the posts. So yeah, Canva I use. Videos, we do have in video tools like that. Then content. So like most of us always have a thought of writing things, but we do not know where to start and how to start. So we have tools like Answer the Public. So wherein you just give your heading and you get lots of questions that generally asked by people. So based on that, it helps me to come up with new kind of posts or articles or newsletters, things like that. Hemmings app, there's one. So that's again for writing. So sometimes the language which we utilizes might not be that very well standard because we do not need literature sort of writing in marketing activities. What we require is a simple language that people understand. That's all that's required for marketing, the content which is required. So sort of that we can utilize. Then we have tools like Buffer because not always you have the time to utilize all the social media profile. Rather than this is one platform where all your profiles can be linked together and where you can schedule your post. So if a 1 week's activity, like the exhibition is coming up, so if I have to schedule some of the posts beforehand, what I do is I just use my tool, set up all the things. So I give the scheduled date and time and it just goes automatically. So there are several tools like that. Zoho campaigns for my marketing activities. Sometimes, based on the number of customers that I would like to send. And there's a big list actually. So if you just look into it.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. But we came across most of your LinkedIn contents, and we actually got to know that you yourself created it, and it was those slides and your videos were actually helpful. It was informative. We saw that.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, Shivani.
So, ma'am, how do you convert dogs into cash cows and cash cows into stars?
So I would like you to explain me exactly what you would like to define from this question.
In the sense, like how can you convert the market share and the growth? Like how can you get more out of it? Like dogs are basically they have less market share and less market growth. So how can you make some marketing strategy plan so that it turns into a cash cow?
Okay, so that's what we say in simple words or simple language as lead generation. Okay, so what happens here is so most of the time here we focus on see at the end of the day sales is what makes a big difference. Irrespective of what kind of activities you do, let it be digital marketing, online, offline, or whatever it is, the sales becomes the foundation of any business. So the numbers, that's where it comes into picture. So all those activities which we do is parallel. So like I said, what we do is lead generation is one of the major process that we focus on. So along with brand awareness, marketing, it's like 50-60% of it goes into branding. So that is where brand awareness comes into the picture. So that's one place where our sales team goes to a meeting, when they go to meet a customer. So initially if they ask who's LS Electric, then the entire picture goes out. So there isn't going to be there is no branding or awareness over that. So the first priority that we look is branding, so that the customer is already sure about the brand. They know about the background. So this helps in the sales in much easier way. So once you know about the brand, it's easier to push on the products, to convince them to purchase it, even irrespective of whatever the quality of the product is. Right, so that's one way. Along with that, just like I said, we do use digital tools as well to pitch in sales. So there are different methods how sometimes we have to give offers to them, so which we send only to particular customers, not to all, so a particular segment. So wherein we try to pitch in things. There are webinars. So at the end of the webinars, we do give them some kind of schemes, activities. So those way also what happens when we organize a webinar, for an example, we already know who are the people who's joining, because they all are going to be our targeted customers. We are pushing only to them. So webinar is not just about information sharing. So initially, though we do share information, by towards the end of the event, there might be some schemes which we provide for the customers. There are some kind of discounts, or there are a few. Those again comes into picture for different activities in different ways. And emails also we do send them. Some of the customers, we already know what sort of products they have. And along with that, the retention also, we try to ensure that the existing customer is aware of the new products, any upcoming, and any shortfalls. Along with that, feedbacks. We take up the feedback surveys so that we know if they are, moving out of our brand, then how do we get them back? So getting inputs from all the aspects, that's one of the major way what we do it.
Okay, ma'am. Which are the most eye-catching marketing strategies that you have come across, and what about them interests you the most?
Okay, so the thing is, I really love a lot of watching out. Looking out for lots of different marketing activities, let it be Netflix, or if you see Mad Over Marketing, if you see there is a complete channel they have on LinkedIn and Instagram. If you just look into it, they have this wonderful strategies that they put up. Like there are maybe just a logo change, or sometimes it is just about some discount, the number of getting customers. So there are several things. Even if you see the older versions also, if you see Hotmail, or how did iPhone just put a signature under the email. So there are so many ways. So almost everything around me, I feel there's some marketing activity going on. Even if you talk to a person next to you, you get to know that they're trying to, when someone is trying to sell a pitch, or if you see some posters, so I find that everyone has a different strategy. Everyone comes up with something new. Nothing is repetitive. So that is something which really admires me about marketing overall itself. So yeah.
That's
if I just go on to list out, it's going to be forever, because I really enjoy looking at lots of marketing things which happen on the platforms.
Okay, that was good, ma'am. I think we've come to the end. Lastly, I would like to ask you something, ma'am. What would you like to advise those who are about to start a career in this field, or they would like to pursue?
So the first thing was to be very honest. When I was doing my masters and when I was doing my MTech, And I really thought marketing is all about going to houses selling books, and people who in the MBA, I've noticed few of them come. So I thought that's where marketing was, and I never had a clear picture. I was thinking that I would like a white collar job, or I would like to sit in a design team, come up with an innovative product, and then become something like that. That was what I was thinking at that particular time. But today, if I turn back and look, marketing has given me a lot in terms of interacting with one of topmost directors. If you see the company CEOs, if you look at the decision makers, I think I've met several of them, and each time I meet all these people, it just shows me that there's so many things that I could learn sitting in this profile, and the number of interactions that we have with R&D teams. So even though I might not be sitting and studying or designing a new product, but then I'm getting to know everything what they are coming up with. So the moment they give us training, so this is one platform, or this is one career where people haven't initially looked to admire much on until they come into this. So sales and marketing together is one of those profiles wherein you have a better growth, a faster growth actually, because here, and irrespective of whichever industry you go, this is some profile which is going to be consistent. Because almost every company, every place you go, there's always going to be sales and marketing team. So that's one place you get lots of opportunities to grow faster, interact with several, travel. Then yeah, so this is one profile where I think students has to look into it. You don't need to worry. Even in terms of salary, you get pretty good. So that's also an added advantage. You don't have to break your head too much, and you can enjoy your job. So that's all. So you can be relaxed. You can enjoy. You get a business to your company, that's all that's required. Even that's much easier once you get to know what you're doing there. So if you have a background, so that is one thing which I have ensured is, even when I'm changing my job, I ensure that I'm in the same industry. Because network is something which is the most important when it comes to marketing. And if you see my network connection, 99% of our marketing fee, from electrical industry. They could be designers, they could be R&D team, they could be the decision makers, the directors, the purchase. So if you see, all of them are from the back end of electrical industries. So what happens is I have not wasted the education that I've got or what I have spent my degree in, because usually that's what happens. We regret in moving on to different industries, and then whatever we have studied. So even today when I'm working on switchgear products, it is that technical information that helps me interact with my customer in a better way. When the sales team or when they give an input, it's much more easier to grasp it, because we have a background of the technical. But at the same time, being a management, you get to handle different teams. You have a number of teams. If you look at the channel partners, you will have like 10, 15 channel partners who are working with you parallelly. So you're again interacting with their team members. So you are here, this is one profile where you get to interact with so many outside your industry, outside your company. At the same time, stick on to get as much information as possible from everyone. So it's a connecting, it's like connecting dots when you're in marketing department.
That was very nice. That was very informative, and that changed the idea of what we thought of what marketing was. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to thank you on behalf of my team for making some time for us amidst your busy schedule, and making this happen and sharing your experiences and opinions and thoughts. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am.
Thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, thank you.